What an embarrassment. What an absolute embarrassment. Last night was further proof as to why people don't watch pretend basketball. Last night was further proof as to why people do not respect the WNBA.
Have you ever seen a team collapse so fast that fans are left questioning everything? That's exactly what's happening to the Chicago Sky. Once expected to be a dark horse contender, they're now battling a record-breaking point differential, skeptical teammates, and a spotlight that's intensifying by the second. At the heart of the chaos is Angel Reese, a star forward struggling so badly that even her own peers seem to be distancing themselves. What caused this disaster, and can the Sky turn things around before it's too late? Stay with me.
Today, the Chicago Sky are already imploding from within. Fans are turning on the team. Kamilla Cardoso, oh no. Free Camila Cardoso. She is fed up with the Chicago Sky experiment. Tyler Marsh, once again, salute to you. You are doing the rest of the league a favor.
This story is more explosive than any offseason rumor you've heard. Just 2 games into the new WNBA season, the Chicago Sky managed to set a dubious record, a negative 60-point differential. In practical terms, that means they're losing by an average of 30 points per contest, an unheard-of margin in a league where the gap between winning and losing is usually razor-thin. Longtime followers of the WNBA are calling this one of the worst starts in history, with some even questioning whether the Sky belong in the same conversation as the league's top squads. Critics point to the team's offseason moves as both hopeful and, in retrospect, misguided. The Sky thought they'd found the perfect complement to Reese by acquiring sharpshooter Ariel Atkins, expecting those two to form a dynamic inside-out combo. Instead, the offense looks clumsy and disorganized.
Angel Reese had her worst professional basketball game, and I'm not even stretching that out. That's not me trying to be overly elaborate, trying to really make it sound awful. No, she was bad. 0 of 8 from the field, 12 rebounds, of which I believe 8 were offensive. It was a terrible, terrible showing.
Opponents, like the New York Liberty, are exploiting every weakness, raining down threes and walking away with blowouts that feel more like exhibitions than competitive matchups. What's particularly shocking is how quickly morale has plummeted. Usually, rosters with new faces go through growing pains, but it's rare to see a meltdown of this scale right out of the gate. The blowouts aren't just bad nights, they've been catastrophic enough to cast doubt on Chicago's entire blueprint. Fans on social media have flooded comment sections with panic and frustration, some demanding immediate trades, others calling for a coaching overhaul. The tipping point may come sooner than anyone expected, especially if Angel Reese can't break out of her slump. When Angel Reese came to Chicago, she brought a reputation for dominating the paint, grabbing rebounds in bunches, and playing with fiery energy. 2 games in, that reputation is being called into question.
Chicago Sky fans are officially going to war. They can't stand Tyler Marsh. Let's start here. Worst plus minus in all of the WNBA is, in fact, you guessed it, Angel Reese. 9 out of the 14, bottom 14 are Chicago players. How is Angel running point guard going? 5 turnovers, 0 assists. I don't see Tyler Marsh winning the Coach of the Year.
In a nationally televised match against the Liberty, Reese went 0 for 8 from the field, including repeated misses on routine layups. To compound matters, she's also leading the league in turnovers, coughing up the ball at critical moments. Many fans remember watching viral clips of Reese grabbing her own offensive rebound only to miss again and again right at the rim.
I thought Angel Reese was dedicating this season to winning. I thought she was focused on carrying the Chicago bravado to the promised land of golden toilets and bathrooms with running water. Hey y'all, it's me, Angel Reese. I'm dedicating this season to victory. I'm struggling to understand the end destination of this journey. I'm struggling to understand the winning that Angel Reese is talking about. Because 2 games into the season, the Chicago Bravado are losing by an average of 30 points. They're getting their ass kicked.
While some joke about her inflating her rebounding stats, most see it as a glaring issue. Finishing high percentage shots is non-negotiable in professional basketball. Missed layups happen, but going cold in the paint multiple times in one game, that's how you lose the faith of your teammates and the patience of your coaches. Worse yet, Reese's confidence looks rattled. Each missed attempt fuels more tension. The body language says it all: downward glances, frustrated muttering, and hesitant shot attempts. Critics speculate that she's caught in a cycle of overthinking. Instead of letting the game flow, she's forcing plays to prove she's still the star many believe her to be. But the more she forces, the uglier the results become. What should the Sky do? Some argue Reese needs simpler sets, fewer isolation plays, more pick-and-roll action that frees her for easy buckets.
The Sky's minus 60-point diff is the worst through a team's first 2 games in WNBA history. It's real bad. And of course, last night we saw this, of course, is the stat patter extraordinaire. Of course, this was Angel Reese. She got blocked, I don't know how many times, by Jonquel Jones, who just wore her ass out. By the way, all them blocks, when she got the ball back, that's an offensive rebound. Certainly maybe the most embarrassing WNBA clip of all time. It's up there, unfortunately. For Angel Reese, there's many of those over time.
Others say the issue is purely mental. She has to stop trying to silence critics with highlight-worthy moments and just execute fundamentals. Either way, her performance is becoming a lightning rod for controversy, and it's beginning to affect the entire team atmosphere. Rarely does a player's frustration become so obvious that fans can see it during live broadcasts. That's exactly what happened with Kamilla Cardoso, a center who usually keeps her cool even in tough matchups. Footage shows her physically scooting away on the bench whenever Reese botched another shot.
If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I am upset with how this offense is looking. If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I'm upset that I still can't manage to get an entry pass. If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I'm upset that I still need to deal with this type of amateurism in the WNBA. The Angel Reese shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss experiment. Okay, this is where Kamilla Cardoso, look, pass it out. Look at Kamilla Cardoso on the bottom of your screen here. Pass it out, kick it out. Let me shoot a midi. How many attempts do we need at the same shot over and over and over and over again?
At one point, it looked like Cardoso had positioned herself closer to the opposing team's sideline than her own. Why is this so unusual? Cardoso has a track record of being a composed team-first player. If she's this fed up, it speaks volumes about the turmoil in the Sky's locker room. Some insiders claim Cardoso feels misled by the offensive plans laid out during the offseason. She was told she'd be featured more prominently, only to watch possession after possession funnel through Reese, ending in turnovers or forced misses. The tension isn't just about who gets more touches, it's about efficiency, trust, and basic basketball IQ. Cardoso is known for her smart positioning, slipping to the rim, sealing off defenders, and taking high-percentage shots. But if the ball never finds her because a teammate is too focused on hero ball, it's natural to grow disillusioned.
Reports came out that Kamilla Cardoso was sold on the Tyler Marsh signing. Rumor came out that Kamilla Cardoso wasn't excited, wasn't too pleased with how Teresa Weatherspoon was using her last year. So when she heard Tyler Marsh, when she got a sniff of Tyler Marsh possibly coming on board, they talked, laid out the game plan. Kamilla Cardoso was bought in. Kamilla Cardoso was drinking the Kool-Aid, eating what Tyler Marsh was feeding her. But again, sold a fake bill of goods.
Observers even wonder if Cardoso might request a trade if the dysfunction continues, potentially leaving Chicago with an even bigger hole in their front court. For now, she remains tight-lipped in public, simply telling reporters that the team is working through some issues. But body language can reveal what words don't. If the coaching staff can't find a way to utilize Cardoso effectively and quickly, her frustration could become the fuse that ignites a larger locker room explosion. Chemistry in basketball is as crucial as raw talent. It's what keeps players fighting for each other in close games and bouncing back from adversity. In Chicago, that chemistry seems to be unraveling.
This is all part of the myth that I'm supposed to believe that Angel Reese is some great player, that she's the rival of Caitlin Clark, and that Indiana Fever fans taunted her with racial taunts, and people are actually believing it, buying it, and selling it. It's all a myth and a lie, and you have to be a part of some religious cult to actually believe that Angel Reese is some sort of effective, big-time basketball superstar.
The negative vibes are palpable on the bench. slumped shoulders, glaring looks, and the sort of exasperated sighs that even the home crowd can sense. According to Courtney Vandersloot, the veteran point guard who's known for her leadership, the Sky are making dumb plays and dealing with major spacing issues. When a respected locker room figure openly calls out her team's mistakes, you know it's bad. Fans see that honesty as a sign of deeper discontent, potentially even conflict, brewing beneath the surface.
Angel Reese can rebound and has an attitude and has trolled Caitlin Clark into some sort of relevance. There's this racial protection of Angel Reese. Somehow she's important, and somehow anything that bad happens to her, because I'm sure what we're going to hear is like, well, she's struggling offensively because of all the stress she's dealing with. She's created this stress by trolling Caitlin Clark and by trying to pick fights with Caitlin Clark and by jumping up and getting in Caitlin Clark's face, and is going to end in embarrassing fashion.
Teams that lose faith in each other often spiral. The more missed layups or unforced turnovers occur, the more players hesitate to pass or cut decisively, worried about yet another wasted possession. Defensively, the Sky looks similarly disjointed, often leaving shooters wide open as they scramble to communicate. These breakdowns aren't just mental, they reflect a fundamental lack of unity. Many blame head coach Tyler Marsh, accusing him of favoring star-driven play instead of building a system that leverages everyone's strengths. Marsh, for his part, insists that a few simple tweaks could fix the offense, and that the team simply needs time to gel. But as the negativity mounts, time feels like a luxury the Sky don't have. Another embarrassing loss could sink their confidence beyond repair. While the Sky limp through record defeats, the Indiana Fever offer a fascinating contrast. Led by the sensational Caitlin Clark, the Fever recently responded to a tough loss with a bounce-back win that showcased their strong sense of unity.
The person who should be throwing temper tantrums on the Chicago Sky, that person should be this woman right here. That person should be Camila Cardoso. Look at the frustration oozing out of Camila Cardoso. She gets a switch, Natasha Cloud, she's posting her up. We can't get an entry pass to Camila Cardoso.
Instead of pointing fingers or sulking on the bench, Indiana's players rallied around each other, corrected their mistakes, and executed a game plan that left the Atlanta Dream reeling. Clark, in particular, is praised for her ability to involve teammates. Even on nights when her shot isn't falling, she finds ways to distribute the ball and maintain pressure on the defense. That kind of balanced leadership stands in stark opposition to Angel Reese's current predicament. While Reese grapples with confidence and shot selection, Clark appears to elevate the entire Fever roster, including emerging talents like Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell. The hype around Clark and Reese as future faces of the league has intensified the comparisons. Right now, Clark looks poised and unstoppable, while Reese is mired in a slump that's turning heads for all the wrong reasons. If you're an outsider just tuning in, you'd never guess these two were once seen as dueling superstars on parallel paths. Instead, one is soaring, the other is crashing, and fans can't help but wonder if the Sky's meltdown might permanently derail Reese's rise to WNBA stardom. When a team sinks this fast, the rumor mill goes into overdrive. Even though it's only been a couple of games, fans on social media and sports forums are hypothesizing trades left and right. Some see the writing on the wall. Angel Reese's struggles are so severe that perhaps a change of scenery might be best for both her and the Sky. Others argue that it's too early to blow up the roster, calling for patience as Chicago works through early season kinks.
Are you starting to understand why I make fun of this league? Are you starting to understand why the WNBA struggles to draw an audience based on the product on the court? There are missed shots, bad plays, but in the NBA, missed layups are the exception, not the norm. Last night, Angel Reese played 27 minutes. Angel Reese had 12 rebounds, with 8 coming on the offensive end. 8 offensive rebounds. Angel Reese went 0 for 8 from the field and scored 2 points. 2 points in 27 minutes.
Still, the whispers persist. Some speculate that Camilla Cardoso could be the one to demand a move if she feels stuck in an offense that doesn't value her skills. A handful of WNBA teams desperate for a defensive-minded center would gladly take her off Chicago's hands. Meanwhile, rumors swirl about front office tension, with some executives pushing for radical moves, like offloading a big contract or revamping the coaching staff, if the losing streak continues. In many ways, these rumors are a byproduct of the massive expectations placed on Reese. When a franchise markets a player as the next big thing, fans expect results. If the results don't come, the pressure to shake things up can be overwhelming. Whether or not the front office entertains these trade proposals publicly, you can bet they're at least discussing fallback plans. After all, in professional sports, no star is ever truly untouchable if the team can't win.
The worst part about this Kamilla Cardoso last night is you seeing her visibly giving up on her team here. Look at this. Look at this. Kamilla Cardoso literally walking towards the New York Liberty bench. Walking towards the New York Liberty bench. Like, hey, Brianna, Sabrina, scoot over a little bit. Let me take a seat. Hey, Sandy, is there any room on the bench for me? Can you guys use an extra player? Can I switch jerseys and see how I fit on this team?
Behind closed doors, tensions are reportedly even higher than what we see on the court. Sources claim some players resent the constant spotlight on Angel Reese, feeling she gets a pass for mistakes that others would be benched for. Others suggest the coaching staff is tired of her poor shot selection and turnovers, but feels pressured to give her minutes because of her star power and off-court marketability. The real question is, how long can these undercurrents remain under control before a full-blown confrontation occurs? It might take just one more humiliating blowout or one heated practice argument to push things over the edge. In tight-knit locker rooms, players rally together to overcome adversity. But this Chicago team looks anything but tight-knit right now. Some fans hold out hope that a team meeting or a veteran-led discussion could turn things around. Such interventions have saved doomed seasons before. But if public signs of frustration, like Cardoso's bench distancing, are any indication, the rift might be beyond the power of a simple pep talk. In sports, once trust erodes, it's incredibly difficult to rebuild it mid-season. Head coach Tyler Marsh faces a stark choice: adapt his system to minimize Reese's weaknesses and highlight the rest of the roster.
The Bravado don't need skilled players throughout their roster. They have Angel Reese. According to the media, Angel Reese is the equivalent of Caitlin Clark. Prepare yourself to be mesmerized at the elite athleticism of Angel Reese.
Or double down on turning Reese into the unstoppable post presence the team imagined she'd be. Neither path is without risks. If Marsh sidelines or drastically reduces Reese's role, he risks alienating a fan base that was promised a superstar. If he keeps funneling plays through her despite the poor results, he might lose the locker room entirely. A potential compromise involves giving Cardoso more structured post touches early to establish rhythm and confidence for both front court players. Another option is spacing the floor with more shooters, forcing defenders to leave the paint and giving Reese easier lanes to the rim. But the key to any solution is buy-in. Everyone, from Reese herself to the last player on the bench, must believe in a revised strategy. Otherwise, it's just Marsh has publicly stated that a few small tactical shifts can spark a turnaround. However, viewers who witnessed the Sky's blowouts wonder if deeper philosophical changes are necessary, like emphasizing ball movement, prioritizing defense, and limiting low-percentage shots. The next few games will be a litmus test for whether Marsh can truly correct course or if Chicago's meltdown is irreversible.
Angel Reese last night against the New York Liberty, one of the worst games she's played as a professional, takes that out on the referee.
Despite the gloom, basketball fans know that fortunes can shift in an instant. A breakout performance by Reese, dropping 20 points and 15 rebounds in a victory, could shift the entire conversation. Alternatively, if the Sky suffer another 30-point drubbing, the pressure for a major overhaul will intensify tenfold. One major X factor is how quickly other teams catch wind of Chicago's desperation. Savvy general managers might lowball trade offers for Cardoso or Atkins, hoping to capitalize on the chaos. If the Sky accepts such an offer, they risk sending away valuable players for pennies on the dollar. But holding on to an unhappy roster could be just as damaging. Most fans agree on one thing: the current status quo is untenable. The WNBA season isn't as long as the NBA's, and every game matters. If the Sky can't stabilize, they'll watch their playoff aspirations vanish before mid-season. That harsh reality might force the front office's hand sooner rather than later. The Chicago Sky have reached a crossroads that few teams ever confront this early in the season. On one path lies the opportunity for a dramatic turnaround. Angel Reese could snap out of her slump, rediscover her form, and lead a mid-season surge that shuts down all the trade rumors. Camila Cardoso could mend fences with Reese, forging a lethal front-court duo under a revamped offensive scheme. If that miracle occurs, fans will look back on these disasters as the low point that sparked a championship-caliber revival. On the other path lies more chaos, continued blowouts, broken trust, and a roster shakeup that could alter the franchise's direction for years. If the Sky can't find solutions, we might see Reese wearing another jersey, Cardoso walking away in frustration, and a coaching staff replaced in a matter of weeks. That scenario sounds dramatic, but in professional sports, the line between meltdown and redemption is razor thin. Where do you stand? Do you believe in Angel Reese's potential to bounce back and silence the doubters, or has the Sky's fate already been sealed by these unprecedented losses? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're hungry for more shocking updates and behind-the-scenes drama around the league, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Because in the WNBA, where stars can rise and fall overnight, this early season crisis could be just the beginning of an even